Cool. Last episode, why think positive just doesn't work. Because your nervous system does not listen to that. This episode, what actually does work. If it can learn threat, it can learn safe. Not through just thinking, through the body, through connection. So let's talk about what co-regulation means. Gabor Maté, a psychiatrist who's a speaker now, and author, says humans are dependent longer than any other species. Babies are completely helpless, and babies can't regulate themselves. It's not a flaw, that's a design. We're meant to learn calm from other people. It's not hardwired you in when you're born. So you have to borrow calm before you can own it. A safe nervous system meets a safe nervous system. That's how it transfers. You can't bootstrap what was never installed. How it should work here. Here's how it's supposed to go. If a baby's upset, the parent comes, the parent stays calm, holds them. The baby borrows that calm. The baby settles down. And this happens thousands of times, and eventually that baby knows how to calm itself down because they learned it from someone else. Now, when all that secure attachment, teaching that co-regulation works, here is what gets installed. When I'm upset, help comes. I can be calmed. My needs matter. Things work out for me. So that's what love actually is. It's not just feeling stuff. It's a nervous system learning that the world is okay from a loving parent. So let's talk about what happens when this doesn't happen with all that cry it out parenting. The baby's upset, left alone, another room in the dark. The problem is they don't know how to calm themselves down. It hasn't been taught to them yet. They cannot do the self-soothing. It's not that they won't do it, they just can't. So what gets installed instead is, no one comes, I'm completely alone, the only option is to shut down. The baby never learns safe. Now, this isn't simply about pointing fingers and blaming people or blaming parents, because they were told the right thing to do was to let the baby cry it out. They feared like the baby would be spoiled. They were told to teach the baby independence. But in actuality, you can't teach self-soothing by not soothing someone who's upset. You have to soothe them first. And then they learn how, and then they can do it. So there's good news here because we know what works for secure attachment and helping babies feel a safe world. There's researchers, Bowlby, Ainsworth. Their research is clear. This pattern of babies feeling unsafe and become adults who don't feel safe, like that pattern can be broken in just one generation. What it takes, what parents need to do. When you have babies and young children, show up when they need you. Give them physical closeness and touch and eye contact. Actually see them. Be consistent. And let them explore because they know you're there. So when they go out and explore, they can run back to you. Now, it's not too late. If you didn't get all that good stuff, it's not too late. The nervous system can still learn, even now, years later, through safe people, a therapist, a partner, real friends, groups. Because the brain is plastic. Neuroplasticity. It might take longer to learn all this, but it still works. So I'm going to tell you what actually works. The nervous system doesn't speak thoughts. It speaks breath, body, rhythm, movement. So that's what you need to use. So let's talk about breathing. You need to slowly exhale, longer than your in-breath. What this signals to the body is, we're safe, all's cool. Then there's things like yoga. Bessel van der Kolk recommends it for trauma survivors. Breath with movement. You pay attention to your body and learn your body is not your enemy. There's even more options like Tai Chi, slow movement, breathing. You're calming without the thinking. You can do things like singing, especially in groups of people. It's about breath control, moving together, singing together, and that voice activates the calm system in the body. And really, any sort of group stuff, hanging out with other people in person, because your nervous systems sync up. And isolation makes it worse. Being on screens, you don't get that syncing the same way. Connection makes it better, and that's how we're built. So let's talk about body mapping. This is some interesting stuff. Where do you feel emotions in your body? Fear can often be a tight chest, feeling in the pit of your stomach, in your gut. Joy can feel like warmth, it can feel like heart sensations. Anxiety you might feel in your stomach, it's churning, unhappy. So the practice of this body mapping, notice something uncomfortable in your body and think, where is it? Don't fix it, just notice it. And then you switch. Try and think of something good, like happiness, a good memory, somebody helped you. Where do you feel that one? Because we tend to notice the bad stuff much more easily. The good stuff, that takes more practice. But if you do this process, you can learn to shift between them. And that's real regulation. So there's hope. Hear this. It is not too late. The nervous system can change. What you need, safe people, even one. You need to try the body practices. You need patience. You've been running on this for years. It's going to take some time to re-regulate yourself. And you need some self-compassion. You're learning what you should have been taught. But you're not broken. You're running an old code, and the code can update. So, where we been? Episode 5 was good by design. Episode 6, we were corrupted by shame. Episode 7, that went into ourselves. Episode 8, we talked about how the nervous system learned threats. Episode 9, right here, we're talking about your nervous system can learn safe. Through your body, through connection, through stuff that actually works. Next episode, what happens when survival response just get labeled as disorder? Everything gets pathologized. There's more to it. There's a different way to see it. I'll see you there.